morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Well, me, Joe Jaquin here, solo for a little while. Jason, poor Jason. Jason's neck deep in it right now. Happy 4th of July because, well, we're going to be off tomorrow for the 4th of July. I hope you guys that are still left in town have a good weekend. For those of you traveling, well, I feel bad for you. Yeah, traveling, it's going to probably be a nightmare everywhere, but hopefully the weather will be great. Everybody be safe out there. I got all kinds of specials out at allamericangold.com. They'll be out there all weekend long, so don't worry. You can get your gold and your silver 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at allamericangold.com. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, call us at 800-951-0592. If you want to sign up for Texit, you got to do it today, or you got to wait till Monday. You got to do it today, or you got to wait till Monday. If you can get it done today, I can't promise, but you may be able to start getting coins all weekend long. Here's the great part. The mine doesn't close down on 4th of July. Doesn't take a holiday off. Doesn't take off weekends. Yeah, you get coins every single day. So if you want to get up, signed up for Texit, same number, 800-951-0592. Again, I'm already getting some already. Next Wednesday, that is in the big meeting in Colorado at the radio station. That'll be next Wednesday, and this is going to be a meeting. They're going to focus in on getting you signed up for Kraken and Coinbase and or Coinbase or both. You guys can do whatever you'd like. Dex Trade also going to be showing everybody how to use your wallet, turn your wallet, your cold storage coin, you know, the coins you've been getting in the mail, how you turn them on, how to sell some of your Texit and turn it back into cash. Yeah, so that's a big one. Phoenix. We will have that same meeting the following Wednesday. So that'll be, I think, the 16th. I need you guys to let us know how many are going to attend. So I don't know how many are going to attend. So Colorado's had like 4 of these meetings, so they kind of have an idea. And they've got the radio station, which can hold a lot of people. The Patriot office, we can't. I've got a couple of places in mind. I just need to get an idea of how many people want to attend. And then is 4 o'clock better, 6 o'clock better? You know, what time works for you? If I can get that intel by next week, then I'll make a final decision and I'll give you the exact time and location. Bring friends, bring people that maybe you think would be interested in signing up, because they can sign up at the meeting. For those of you thinking about it, listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. If it was me, I would tell you sign up now, because then you'll have your coins before the meeting and it'll just be easier. But if you want to wait, because I still need more information, great. Meet all the other Texit people out there. You can go to Patriot, hit the contact button. That's the email to me. Call the office, text Arlene, call Arlene. Right? You know, you guys know how to let us know. That will be Wednesday, the 16th, and this is and don't worry, because I know that for some of you, it's going to be a lot. And you're like, man, I'm never going to remember that. I don't even know what Joe's talking about. Cold storage coin, hot wallets, right? This website, that website. We'll have more of these meetings. And also, when you go out to help T.mine.txc. All the videos are there. So a lot of the videos that we'll play at the meeting are already on our help desk there for you to follow along. And it's kind of nice with the video because they give you screenshots. So, hey, this is what you should be seeing on your phone or your laptop. But we're here to help you. We're going to get there. It's a pretty exciting time. Yesterday I gave you the state of things at KXXT. We have increased the mining power. Well, it'll be done this week again. Next week, so we did that last week. Doing it again this week. Next week, what we had done those last 2 weeks, we're going to double it. That's how big the mine is going. And then I don't even know what to call it, the mega, the big daddy. It is here. Well, not here, but in Texas. And that has more mining capability in it than what we did last week, this week, and next week combined. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like it holds like 200 machines. I mean, it's crazy what this thing can do. And like I said, big news coming. More exchanges are coming. Layer 2 is coming. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited. You guys can probably tell. When we get back, though, let's get down to business. What did the jobs look like, and what about the big, beautiful bill? All of that coming up next. Joe Jakeman here, solo. It's Jason. Well, believe me, I'm happy that I'm solo today because I'd rather do this than what Jason's having to deal with right now. But our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. Let's take a quick look at the market. The Dow's up almost 400 points. Yeah, a new record. Records across the board. The S&P's up 50. The NASDAQ's up 200. The 10-year note, well, unfortunately, the 10-year note's up 433. We'll keep watching. Crude oil down a little bit, just below $67. Gold's down. I'm going to tell you it's down 30, but if you look at TV, it's like down, 8, something like that. But a lot of movement in gold after the market closed yesterday. But gold right now, 33.30. 33.30. I think, where were we yesterday? About 33.40, so about the same spot. But 33.30. Silver's higher again. 36.65 on silver. I've got huge specials everywhere. AllAmericanGold.com. Hit the shopping cart button, or you call the 800 number. I got $20 gold pieces. The hottest price this week. In honor of 4th of July, in honor of America, $34.25 on 20s. Liberties or Saints. You heard me right, $34.25. I've got $5 Liberties on sale. I've got Silver Eagles on sale. I've got $5 Silver Bars on sale. So check it out. Get your orders in. Or like I said, hit the shopping cart and we'll take care of it that way. What is the move all about? Twofold. Number one, let's start with the big, beautiful bill. Boy, it was close, right? So remember, the Senate passed. A different version of the bill had to go back to the House. They didn't have the votes. They didn't have the votes. They didn't have the votes. Then they had them. So I don't know what backdoor deals were made, but they made it by a vote, right? That's all they needed to get it done. So get ready. It's not official, but should happen, right? Should happen today, but we'll wait and see. But they're going to have the vote today, and it looks like they're going to get it done. We'll see. Jobs, right? Remember, so tomorrow's the holiday, so everything came today. Jobless claims 233, so still elevated, but kind of falling back, right? We're in the high 240s. Last week was, 237? This week, 233. Not a lot there. But the non-farm payroll number, ADP yesterday said private sector jobs was negative. It came in, the government said 147,000. The estimate was for 110. So it's better than expected. They added a few jobs to the previous months, April and May. Not a ton, but still, remember the Biden administration, they'd be subtracting like 50, 100,000 jobs. Well, they added like 5,000 one month, 11,000 another one, but it still was an ad. And I was like, wow, I was a little surprised. And then maybe not so surprised after looking through the data itself. Where did the jobs come from? And what was surprising was government was the leader. 73,000 jobs by the government. So half of the number was government. And of course, you're thinking Doge and all that. Well, they were saying this was more in the state level, local level government jobs and education jobs. So you know what? I don't know how the education thing works, but I thought they're off, isn't school out and all that. However it worked, that's what they said. So it kind of took a little steam out of the number. 73,000 government jobs. The majority of those looked like they called it education-related jobs. So I'm assuming teachers. Maybe that's a wrong assumption. Who knows? Could just be administrative. Federal government. This was another one that was a little disappointing. Only lost 7,000 jobs. You thought I would have thought that would have been a bigger number with Doge. Healthcare, 39,000. Social assistance. This is another one that's been rising pretty much ever. I don't know what. I'm going to have to look. I'll look. Maybe. I'm not promising, but maybe I'll look. I'm just curious enough. 19,000 jobs in social assistance. Up 15. Manufacturing lost 7. So that was kind of that part of the number. Then it got to the unemployment rate. And everybody was expecting it to possibly tick up. It actually ticked down to 4.1%. That was a shocker. But again, when you looked at the data, hundreds of thousands of people left the workforce, said they couldn't find work, and stopped looking for work. It was it was big. The labor force participation rate fell, which had the unemployment rate fall. So there was kind of something there for everybody. I don't know. It's weird, right? We kind of got this weird economy going on. The only other data inside there of note when we were looking through, they had wages in there, which was still, they're still hot. Hourly earnings increased 0.2 for the month, and then up 3.7% year over year. So it's I guess ebbing a little bit as far as wage inflation goes, but still elevated. And then the work week. Now this one we'll watch. That one moved lower as well. So recap. 146,000 jobs, better than expected. Half of them from government, unexpected. Doge, only 7,000 cuts from the federal government. So that was on the light side. The unemployment rate ticked down. But labor force participation rate fell big. That's why it ticked down. I don't know if it would have ticked up had it remained the same, but it forced it down. People just said, hey, there's no work. Weird, right? So, again, there was a lot there. You know what? I actually think this job number kind of fits with what we're seeing out in the economy, right? It's weird. It's kind of okay, kind of not okay, kind of okay. Can Donald Trump save everybody type of thing? I guess we'll wait and see. How about if you're at the Federal Reserve? This report, probably a negative. Why? Well, the unemployment rate fell. I mean, you're going to cut rates with an unemployment rate at 4.1%. 146,000 jobs, right? That's another one that's a little high. If it was below 100,000, you could say, hey, let's cut next meeting. So we'll see. We'll see. Wages were still hot in there. But again, I guess the biggest thing is everybody is waiting on the big, beautiful bill to see how that is going to affect everybody out there. Del Monte Foods filed for bankruptcy today. There's been a lot of bankruptcy filings. I'll wait for that number. We'll see what that number looks like this month. Office commercial delinquency rates, we've hit a new all-time record. Now, this is commercial office space. Okay, so, you got different types of commercial space. This is the office part, which is the biggest part. 11.1% in June. There was a tower in Los Angeles that went into bankruptcy. The FEMA headquarters in Washington went into bankruptcy. A tower in Manhattan went into bankruptcy. And again, this is the high. This is worse than COVID, worse than the financial crisis. Matter of fact, it's the all-time record high. They're saying that in just the last few years, we've gone from about 2% delinquencies to 11.1% delinquencies. 156 billion of office loans had been securitized, sold to institutional investors such as bond funds, insurers. Banks were mostly not on the hook. That's an important one. So the banks, doing what banks do, right? Let's pawn this off on somebody else. The building in Los Angeles, $300 million, has 42 stories, 1 million square feet, was purchased in 2017. Wow, they had all kinds of notes on this thing. A first, a second, a third, a fourth. At the time of securitization, the total value, $459 million. By the way, the value had been slashed by 74% and is now valued at just $120 million. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of losses for insurance. The building in New York, $176 million. It borrowed at a little over 4%. The tower had appraised at $403 million. It went through a rehab. They failed to make the payments, and $176 million of losses on a building that, at one time appraised for over $400 million. And then I guess this is where FEMA was. $130 million. FEMA leases 65% of the space. That lease doesn't expire to 2027, and guess what? They still couldn't make it. The property was appraised at $309 million when it was issued. They're now saying that, well, liquidation value, $122 million. So there you go. Kind of gives you an update on why that isn't as bad. The banks, very smartly, were able to sell off and securitize that. So depending on, well, there's probably some upset investors out there right about now. Again, our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. We're back. Patriot Radio News Hour, 800-951-0592. Remember, we will be closed tomorrow for the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to play a little golf, hopefully not die, and have some fun. My wife and I are going to try to do nothing. That's going to be the goal this year. 5-ounce silver bars, $195. Great price. U.S. Silver Eagles, $850. $20 Liberties and Saints, $34.25. Less than $100. $95 over spot. Actually, $94.50 over spot. And then last but not least, $5 Liberties at $890. 800-951-0592. And I'll just say that this will run all weekend long. So you'll have till Monday morning when I get in. I'll change them all back. Again, the Dow's up about 300 points now as the jobs number came in a little better than expected. A lot of government in there. Silver right now $36.75. Silver's up 25 cents. Gold 33, 30, 50. Of course, TV gold I think is TV gold's like 34, 33, 41. Of course, that's just the contract month, as we've explained in the past. And again, 800-951-0592. Part of maybe why things are slowing down in America today. Another new record. This one, car payments. The number of people, it's insane. I can't believe it. This is the second quarter of this year, so this is a recent number. Just under 20%, so 1 in 5 new car buyers has a monthly payment of $1,000 or more. Wow, that's crazy. By the way, it was up 2% in 1 quarter. The surge in car payments underscores the financial squeeze, probably the reason why car sales are not the greatest. The average loan size, over $42,000. So, that's assuming, I guess there must have been some trade-ins or something on there. The average monthly 7-year, 84 months. You don't remember when new cars were like 3 years? It was. This is part of how they've hidden inflation from everybody. I know you older folks out there, you remember that. Like a used car, you'd be lucky to get 2 years on a used car. Now the average is 7 years. I wonder if they do longer. I mean, are we going to go to a 10-year car note? Down payments actually went down $6,433. So that kind of what puts it at about $50K. 0% financing, none. Yep, gone. No more 0%. Maybe that's the thing that we can look forward to. If they can get interest rates down, then maybe some of those 0% will come back and allow some more affordability. I think that's what they're kind of hoping for. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. And again, the numbers probably don't warrant lowering of rates. Well, we'll see, but that's just kind of what it is that we're looking for, is lower rates, significantly lower rates. It looks like the big bill is going to pass. We're going to need the lower rates. And otherwise, the deficit is going to be enormous. That's the one thing that I guess we control in a certain regard, is if we lower the rates, and I mean a lot, okay, so, right now we're at what, 4.25%? So let's say we go down to 2%, okay? And I'm going to assume, and maybe I'm wrong on this, that the 10-year note will at least come down somewhat, right? I don't know if it'll go down 2%, but if you can take 1% off, you're gonna save on interest payments a couple $100 billion. I mean, if you can take 2%, if you go down to 1%, then maybe we could save like $400 billion. So you could spend $400 billion more dollars, and in theory, not increase the size of the national debt. I think this is part of the Trump administration's plan. Will it work? I don't know. It'll work. It's got to work a little bit, right? I mean, as I said, there's so much debt coming. It's going to happen anyway, I believe. The Treasury now is making a commitment that they are going to continue buying $10 billion a month in Treasuries. At the same time, they are going to load up the short end of the yield curve once again. Now remember, Janet Yellen should have and didn't. When rates were 0, we should have sold so much long-term debt, and we didn't do it. Now we know we gotta sell over $1 trillion here once the big bill passes. Looks like the Treasury's saying a lot of it is going to be very short term. Well, there's some good things about that and some bad things about that. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Just a reminder, we are closed again for the 4th of July tomorrow. Got all the sale items up at allamericangold.com. Got $20 gold, 34 1/4. We got 5-ounce silver bars at $195. Rolls of silver eagles at $850. $5 libs, $890. They're all up there. You can call. We'll probably close a little early today just because it's holiday. Enjoy the weekend. Text it. I encourage everybody Sign up, sign up. Now we got big meetings coming this next Wednesday at the radio station in Colorado. The following Wednesday in Phoenix. I need you to reach out to us between now and, say, next Wednesday and let me know if you're going to attend. If you're bringing people, I'm going to have, we'll have food and refreshments for everybody if that sweetens the pot. Listen, here's the thing. We like to do these meetings so that way you guys can know how to do things on your own. You don't have to worry about calling us, and you'll know how to work the system. This meeting is a big one because we're going to show you how to get on the crypto exchanges. If you guys want, I will tell you this: I would bring your bank account information, your routing number, bring it with you. Be ready. Some of you, especially you savvier ones, you get it done right there at the meeting. Yeah, following along. Hey, I'm just going to do. Oh, boom. Hey, great, it's worked. I'm in. A lot of you want to buy more Texit. You're like, hey, I'm getting coins every day, but I want more, man. I'm gonna take advantage. I think this is the rocket ship. I'm gonna jump in. You're gonna learn how to do that at the meeting. Some of you, what's so funny? I just got an email the other day. Guy's like, Joe, man, I signed up early on, and I'm getting to that point where I want to get my initial investment back. A lot of you are coming to that point. A lot of you that signed up early here between now and, say, the first week of August, you already had made your money back. Some of you are going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take that. That way, if it doesn't work, I didn't lose anything. Right? Great. Some of you are like, screw that. I'm going for the home run. Right? I'm not going to be selling for a while. I'm going to be stocking up. Whatever it is, we're going to show you how to do it. That is the meetings the next 2 Wednesdays. So next Wednesday in Colorado at the radio station, 6 o'clock, the same time they've been having those meetings. Phoenix, it'll be on the 16th, that I know. Trying to get an idea of a head count so we know that we've got a big enough area, because the Patriot office isn't big enough. Not even close. So I'll get something set up. There will be food and refreshments. No, I will not provide you with alcohol, but you're more than welcome if we're at a bar or a restaurant or wherever we may be. If you want to purchase that on your own, you can. But it's something where this is kind of, we're going to try to complete the circle for everybody and how this works. I think this is something, and we talk about it all the time. You buy your gold and silver to protect what you already earned, what you already have. I mean, I can't tell you, like, when I started here 20 years ago, more than 20, 22 years? Holy crap. God, I've been doing this a long time. Gold was $300. And I want to say we're selling 20s. And at the time, and a lot of you will remember, at the time, we were selling a lot of mint state because it was affordable. I think they were like $350. And I'm just like, gold's $300. If you took 100,000, you'd have over 300 $20 gold pieces. I mean, think about today. I mean, we're at 3,330. That'd be like $1 million. How close is that? Right? Think about, gosh, are we at that point where 100,000? You now need $1 million? It's close. Here's the sad part. It's close, right? It's close, but that's what gold does. If you had bought $100,000 worth of gold 22 years ago, you could still buy the same amount of crap. I buy the house. I can buy the car. Texit. This is more for, God, guys, we're going to have to find something. Think about what I just said about this debt. I don't know how this is going to work. So it looks like the big bill's going to pass. That's stimulus to the economy, which says, gosh, you really shouldn't cut rates. But they're going to have to. I think, here's the problem. I don't think they can cut them the way Trump and them want them to. We'll see. I mean, I guess we can either have big inflation or big deficits or maybe both. I don't know. But all I know is you better figure out how to have more money every month. But I think Texan may be able to help you do that. We'll be back. Final segment. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Wrapping up the week here. So this is it. When we get back Monday, we should have the big, beautiful bill, right? And then we're going to find out what comes next, right? What is the debts amount? The debt ceiling going to be raised by $5 trillion to $41 trillion, which I actually think they were only going to do $4 trillion. The problem with $4 trillion, we'd have been here talking about debt ceiling again at the end of next year. At least now I think that gets us at least into early 2027, maybe. Interest rates, what is going to happen? I know Donald Trump's already said whoever he puts on the Fed is going to be a rate cutter. Remember, Jay Powell's term runs through May. Jay Powell said, gosh, we would have already cut rates if it wasn't for the tariffs. How much can they cut with more stimulus coming? Now, some of it, right, the extending of the tax cuts for corporations, that won't help, right, because that's already it. Faster depreciation, that helps, right? The companies will buy more stuff, right, because they can depreciate it faster. No tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security. That helps. It also hurts. That's less money going into Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, right? Less FICA tax. But that's a stimulus. I think most of those people are at the lower end. Will probably spend it. Some of them may choose to pay down debt, but I think most of that is going to be spent. That's a stimulus. Plus, we're going to get some rate cuts. I mean, some people are going to be able to refinance, save a few dollars. Maybe that helps enough to get some people to be able to buy some homes, right? Depends. But all of that is inflationary. So, is there going to be the big rate cuts that Donald Trump wants? I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. And I know that a lot of you out there, well, it's Trump. Trump's going to do it. Trump's going to do it. There's only certain things that someone can control. And unfortunately, when you're introducing stimulus and by spending and rate cuts, yeah, that's the dilemma. And that means, unfortunately, if that happens, boy, the debts get real big. The only way to prevent them from getting really big, and you're only going to be able to delay it, that buys a year or two, is by having the Fed funds rate at like 1%. 1-2%. It's got to be that far down that you could hide some of the debt by lowering the interest payments. We'll see, right? Buy gold. It's not going to work the way people think. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour.